It's good morning, Guy Beringer. Welcome to Yellow Shelf.
Lovely to see you, and thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're in different hemispheres. It's evening for me here in Australia, mid-morning, I guess, for you in
Mid
the UK,
mid morning, the UK.
and based in Cornwall.
Yes, although actually I'm talking to you from London. One of my trips
Oh,
up to London, but normally from the banks of the Helford River in Cornwall.
beautiful. Guy, tell us about your book series that's out now, Tales from Port Navas Creek. Tell us all about it.
Well, Port Navas Creek is a creek off the Helford River. It's not a river, actually. It's a sea estuary down Cornwall, and we live just on the side of it. We look down over it. And the origin of the book actually is about 40 years ago. On the what my wife now tells me the very rare occasions I returned home from work in time to participate in bedtime.
Yeah.
We've got three lovely daughters. I would tell them stories about a character just made up called Freddie Fieldmouse.
Yeah.
About 30 years later, my eldest daughter produced our first grandchild, and they called him Freddie for other Frederick's a family name. And I thought, well, what can I do? And I thought I'll try and write a few stories out and write them down so there's something to remember us by. They spend a lot of time in Cornwall, so the
Yeah.
stories are just adventure tales, but they're set in real places. And anybody who knows the Helford River will recognize most of the places in the book.
Yeah. And they're children's books, so they're beautifully illustrated. And correct me if I haven't read this correct, but it's your wife.
It is my wife who had to be persuaded. I've sat here with paintings coming in my ears, literally. Those are all hers. She normally actually paints landscapes and seascapes. They're all down Cornwall. These are her London ones, which are trees and a really slightly strange still life up there, which I love, but she doesn't like. So I persuaded her to dumb down and come and illustrate my book, which she very graciously did.
Ah, awesome. And it's stunning. I was, if anyone wants to go to Instagram, and I'll put this in the show notes at the end, there's a lot of visuals. It's really beautiful to get an idea of her contribution to the book series. Tell us about, I'd like you to know about you as an author. So for people watching who maybe not familiar with you, want to know a little bit more about you as an author. Tell us a bit about you and even tap into your career prior.
Well, my first career, as I fondly call it now, it's quite a while ago, was as a corporate lawyer. So I ended up I was only ever at one firm, Allen and Overy, now Inow Sherman, rebranding. And I became senior partner in 2000. And I finished there 2008. And I've always loved writing
Yes.
and sort of telling stories. And I thought, well, actually, there's no point sort of wondering whether you ever could do it. And it was, as I said, the arrival of our grandchildren. We've now got seven of them.
Yeah.
And so I sat down, wrote the first book, about 10 years ago. And I was really pleased with myself when I finished it. And I got my long suffering PA Justine typed it out, and we had a sort of typescript in the family, and that was great.
Yeah.
What I hadn't realized was no sooner had that been done than grandchild number five arrived. And the one thing you have to be very careful about the grandchildren is absolute equality. There can be
Yes.
no favorites.
Yes.
So then book number two, and you know what's happening. Then I finished that. I thought, this is great. And two more arrived. So I've now secured, and they're all the main characters. So the heroes in these adventures, they're just morality tales and battles between good and evil. One side of Port Navas Creek is Buzzard Country, which is basically represents good. The other side is the wicked Crow dynasty, who have run amok in Calamansac Wood, and that's evil. And the seven heroes of the story are the grandchildren, who are all animals. Got a mouse, two owls, a grasshopper, a griffin, a pixie, and a bulldog. So they're all in there.
Yeah.
But come number three, I had to slightly rewrite volume one because I thought it wasn't quite fair, and one of them who only have appeared.
Yeah.
And I've secured an undertaking from my children that I won't have to write volume four on account of another arrival. But who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? This book series is out now, and I'm going to put some links into the publisher, as well as, if you're okay, I'll put it in to your Instagram for the book,
Yeah.
so that makes it easy for people to have a look. Um, great timing in the lead up to Christmas, children's books. I guess aged what, 5 and above, would you say?
Well, it's quite interesting. I mean, I think it's probably 6 or 7 and above,
Okay.
but they're written. They're actually really written to do something which, as I said at the beginning, I probably didn't quite do as much as I should have, which is for adults to read to children,
Read.
because there
Yeah.
there are word plays and jokes in there which only the adult will get. So you get
Yeah.
some reward for reading it,
Okay.
plus the enjoyment of hopefully the child will like the story. But it's quite interesting because I discovered that there didn't seem to be a category for books to be read by adults to children, which was
Yeah.
slightly odd because it's a great way of connecting.
Yes.
And maybe it's better for grandparents, maybe it's better for people like me who come
Yeah.
full circle and think, hang on a sec, we'd better start reading to the children. So it's
Yeah.
both. It's children
Yeah.
6, 7 upwards, or adults, I hope, will at least smile occasionally themselves at a joke that the child probably wouldn't get.
Yeah. Well, perfect for grandparents and parents to buy for children to read, ticking all those wonderful boxes in the world of storytelling and sharing with the next generation. Guy, it is so lovely to meet you. I hope you keep writing.
I no, I will do now, and I say I'm full of admiration for real authors because it's an extraordinary thing to do, and it's actually quite it's probably tougher than people think.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that, and let me assure you, whether you believe it or not, you are a real author. You are here, you
Very
have published books. I would love to have you back in the future if there's more books to come, Guy. I'm sure there will be. Thank you so much for joining us on Yellow Shelf.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Cheers.